I'm very grateful to you, Chairman. And I don't wish to repeat the points already made by my honorable friend. But I have a few suggestions for the honorable Finance Minister. I think regional rural banks are an extremely important instrument in India, if we can fully exploit them. By the way, I'm supporting the amendment, and therefore I say all this in support, but I'm providing a few suggestions. The point of the fact is that large sections, almost it is estimated 300 million people, now both in rural India and in urban India, do not have access to banking facilities. So on the one hand, we have regional bank, but the urban poor are getting increasingly excluded. My request is that the sponsored bank have a special responsibility in order to enable not only the regional rural bank, but such a mechanism in urban India which is necessary in order to make banking accessible, because now more and more the money lending is not becoming attractive. People are not using it. They are storing cash. In rural India, the money lenders are not even interested in those people who are below the poverty line. And I think we need mechanisms to include them. I'm using this vehicle for this discussion to pass on a request to the honorable ministers, through you, Chairman, to increase or spread the ambit of making this a super priority sector for lending. There are priority sectors. I think we need a super priority sector, and this is possible now. And I think the RBI must follow a quarterly pattern of how the super priority sector is working, provided you consider something that is worth considering, because we have instruments to know your customer. The know your customer thing is no longer limited to having a PAN card or something like that. You've got the Aadhaar. You got this fantastic Jan Dhan Yojana, which we must use to drive this sector. The direct benefit scheme is now a reality. Can we make it more accessible? And finally, I would request that this is going to be the vehicle eventually to make what the Honorable Finance Minister has been pleading for, the productivity of one of the biggest schemes for poverty alleviation in this country, which is Mahatma Gandhi Narega payments. Therefore, my request is that kindly use the instrument of not only the rural regional banks, where very honestly it has left a lot of people out of its ambit. The cooperative banks also have failed in this area, with due respect. And therefore, the creation of a super priority sector and utilizing it for people below the poverty line is going to be a major initiative as a supplement to the regional rural banks systems which you are upgrading. This will, of course, require the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India to play a far larger role. Therefore, in supporting the amendments to the Regional Rural Bank Act, I am requesting, please use this as a vehicle and treat it as one of the highest national priority to reach liquidity. That is the only vehicle. It is not giveaway, it is not loan mafi, it is make the banking sector available as a driver for the elimination of poverty. I thank you, Chairman. I have not taken more than I have requested for. I wanted to make this request specifically to the Finance Minister and his colleague to be taken seriously and to bring in a specific act to use the banking sector to drive poverty away rather than to give handouts. Thank you very much indeed.
धन्यवाद. అదే